Are you all meditators, by the way, all of you? Not really. Started recently. Okay. So what about this young person here?
I used to come over here.
I've seen you, yes. Do you meditate?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are first timers? Anybody coming here for the first time to the Sunday class? First time. Okay. But do you practice meditation or any sort of?
Not regularly, but I have done it.
You have meditated.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the first time. So warm welcome again to you and familiar faces, known people. Okay. So today, this is what we are going to talk about. Okay. The word excuse is a very familiar word for all of us. We make a lot of excuses in our daily lives. Yes or no? Yes. Yeah, we make excuses for almost everything. Right? So we are today going to talk very briefly about how to break this excuse shackle. That is, making excuses or giving excuses for everything and finding excuses for things that are not happening the right way in your life is like being bound by chains. You become a prisoner to them, right? So you're bound by a huge chain and you don't know what to do to unlock that, right? So what happens is you go round and round keeping those excuses like a cushion. You don't want to move out of that comfort zone because it's the easiest thing to do. Right from when we are small children, don't we learn to make excuses? Right when we are small, we start making excuses and it becomes so much a part of our personality that we don't even realize that we are doing it. Okay? Excuses become so much a part of our personality that we think we are one with excuses. We don't look at it even. We think, yeah, this is me, this is how I am, and I'll keep making excuses all my life. Okay? So we need to come out of this because we are all essentially powerful, unique beings. We have much more power than what we really think we have. Okay? We use only a very small, minuscule percentage of the actual power that is within us. Okay? And if we have to live our life to the fullest potential, then we have to reclaim that power. It has a set of very common excuses that we make, okay, all the time. So some of them become patterns. So just reflect a little and see if you can typically focus on some patterns. Each one of us is unique. Okay, some of us may be making excuses for relationships. Some of us may be making regular excuses at our workplace, maybe studies, anything. It could be anything. Maybe at home. Okay, trying to run away from something. So can you just reflect and think of one or two excuses which are very common, which you commonly make? Can you think of something? Anything. You give excuses for everything. You want to escape something, you want to avoid, so you don't want to face something, so you give excuses. Can you think of something? Okay, so she says waking up early. Okay, so that's something to do with personal transformation, right? Going for a walk. So, okay, not today. I'm not feeling well today. I'll make it tomorrow. I'll do it some other day. It's common, isn't it? These are very common. And what you do is you give justification for it. So it makes you feel very good. Okay, you justify it. No, it's okay. I couldn't have done it today. Okay, I was not feeling energetic enough. This is not the way it should have been. That's why I didn't do it today. You give or you blame. Okay, I slept late yesterday because of a party. It's because of that I couldn't get up in the morning and go. So million excuses which you feel is perfectly in place. So what we are going to do today is we are going to throw some light on that area. Okay, it's nothing, there is nothing new here, nothing that you really don't know. But we are just going to revisit this aspect of our life because there is already power within us. It's just that we have to reclaim it. Okay? The power is not anywhere outside. We don't have to go searching and seeking for anything. It's all within. Okay? But we have closed those doors temporarily and we go around complaining that nothing is working out in my life. I'm facing a lot of obstacles everywhere. Okay? The people around me are not all right. I am not in the right setting. Okay? If I had been working in a different place, things would have been better. Okay. If I had been with a different kind of family, with different family members, maybe my life would have been better. If I had been studying in a different college or a school or maybe a different institution or a university, maybe my results would have been better. You see, this is how we tend to think, isn't it? Why do we tend to think like that? Because it makes us feel that it's not me. It's always something else or someone else. Okay. So we will try to come out of that. So does this sound very familiar? These very few I have put up. There is a huge list. I have put up very few. But this is very familiar. Think of yourself. Think of the people around you. Think of your family members, and you will see yourself, you can hear these words literally in your ears. See, I am very unlucky, I am born that way. Okay, we can blame the horoscope, we can blame the stars and the planets. Okay, I am obese, it's genetic, I can't do anything about it. Okay, people, maybe they were grandfathers or somebody, aunts, uncles, they were all obese, it's a genetic thing, right? I've always been shy. I can't speak in public. Doesn't come to me. I can't do it. Right from childhood I've been like that. Very common. So these are all inner dialogues we carry on with ourselves every day. So what we need to understand is that all excuses are avoidance techniques. Are you with me on this? Do you understand? Excuse is nothing but an avoidance technique. So what happens is we become experts at escaping and we feel good about it. We refuse to recognize that there is another way and we have to embrace that way completely, right? And that means coming out of your comfort zone. It is a little difficult, but we have to work at it. And when we work at it, we will see that a whole new world is there waiting for us. We refuse to see that. So all excuses are avoidance technique that prevent us from changing habitual thinking and taking charge of our life. Who is responsible for your life? You yourself, right? Any change that you want to see outside of you has to begin with you. The moment, and the beauty of it is, the beauty of how this universe functions is that the moment you take one step towards changing something within, a million things outside you automatically change. Okay? You may not be able to do it immediately. When you work with yourself, when you even set the intention, intention has a lot of power. That's why we say the power of intention. Intention has immense power, what we call sankalpa. Okay, why do we take sankalpas? Okay, sankalp is very powerful. So the power of intention, yes, I intend to change from within. This statement alone has tremendous power. Because the moment you set forth your intention, the situations around you start changing because your vibration is now changed. See, everything is just energy. We are all bundles of energy. So your vibrational frequency, when it changes, you also start connecting to a different frequency. And that's when you start attracting those situations in life which are conducive for your own growth. So we all have within us the necessary courage, strength, ability, skill, whatever you want to, is given to you. It's already there. Okay? And all of us have a set of dreams. We all want to do something. None of us just wants to live, eat, sleep. There is a difference, isn't it, between just existing and living? Do we agree to that? Just existing is doing okay, fine. Everybody, animals do it, plants do it, birds do it. We wake up, we eat, we sleep, we go through a ritual of routines, go back to bed, wake up. A very mechanical life we lead. Yes or no? Yeah? And what is the thread that is tying all this? A series of excuses, a series of complaints. And oh, this is not happening, that is not happening, things are not working out the way I want, I have big dreams, I want to achieve them, but something is stopping me. Right? So we have to sit down with ourselves, not sit down with others. You become your own therapist. Right? Because you have the power to work with your mind. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Geeta that your mind is your biggest friend or your biggest enemy. So then who does the responsibility rest with? To befriend the mind or to keep the mind an enemy? The responsibility is with you. So can we share some of our fondest dreams? Because we have to work with that. That has to inspire you in this class today. What are some of your deep down desires or dreams that you have? Something, share with me. We'll have an interactive class. What is it that you really deeply want? Connect to that. What is it that you want? What do you want to use? You see yourself, let's say 2 years from now, 5 years from now, what do you want to, when you try to vision that, when you try to envision, what do you think you want to see yourself doing? Now we all know this, that belief, they have tremendous power. Okay? It could be a belief that has been put into you from childhood. Because we are all products of heredity and environment. So throughout life, right from parental support to extended family, right? We keep hearing a lot of things. We keep seeing people behave in certain ways. Okay? And certain things get embedded, deeply embedded in us. Okay? It's called conditioning. We get conditioned to behave in certain ways, to do certain things in typical ways, to say certain things. Okay? So these become our drivers, they drive us. Right? So they have enormous power to keep us stuck in one place. This particular belief, this is what it is. It could be anything. It could be anything. Alright? For example, to be poor is a virtue. Very good people never become rich. To be poor is a virtue. Okay? People who are truly good, people who are truly spiritual, they don't earn money, they can't be rich and live a good affluent life. Okay? These things keep us stuck in one place. Deeply embedded notions and thoughts, they are like big chains. You can visualize, you close your eyes and visualize, and we are bound by many such mental shackles we have created. They are huge chains which have kept us, like when you think of a prisoner inside a prison, that's how we are living. We are not living life to the fullest. We are living like prisoners. And what is the prison? We have created for ourselves. Right? And that is what prevents us from living a fulfilling life and carving out. We are all here for a unique purpose. Everyone comes with a divine soul plan. We've planned and charted our paths. And we have to reclaim it. Somewhere along the line, we have got caught up with so many other things that we have forgotten what we are truly here to establish and grow and learn in this life school, in this plane. So we use excuses to justify almost everything under the sun. It could be unhappiness, general sadness, lack of wealth, poor relationship, lack of success at work. Right? So for everything we use excuses. For everything we use excuses. I had an unsupportive parent, so I couldn't go up in life. People never recognize me at work. Whatever I do, I don't get the results. My husband or my wife is most unsupportive. There's a lack of understanding. Right? So what are we doing? Basically, we are focusing on the problem, not focusing on the solution. Because focusing on the solution means you have to get back to working with yourself. That's something you don't want to do. You want to be in your comfort zone. What is your comfort zone? To remain focused on the problem and keep making excuses and justifying and telling yourself that, oh, it's because of this that I'm not getting this. Easiest thing to do, isn't it? You feel good about it. Oh, it's not my fault. It's not my fault at all. Somebody is not supportive. That's why I'm not growing. Something around me, my situation is like this. I'm not growing. And when continuously doing this brings you to a state where you're not even aware that you are having these kind of thoughts. They become part of you. Which part of you is operating? Your ego. Your ego likes to keep you stuck there. Okay? Your ego likes to keep you stuck there. Your higher self is pure, beautiful, powerful. It's one with the universe. It's one with God, or whatever you want to. It's one with all that is. You are created in the image of the divine, and therefore you have all of it in you. Sometimes we have become so used to thinking of ourselves as some powerless small creatures who have no power over anything, that we like to stay there itself, in that space of powerlessness, helplessness, right? So that's why from that state we have to reclaim that power. Let us not say, what can I do for everything. Of course we can do something. These are the two very common, the most common. There are many, but the most common is, I'm like this because of my genetic makeup. It's biology. I can't do anything. I was born to this family. I was born in this situation. I was born with this body. I can't do anything about it. Today, science, a lot of research has taught us that you can conquer your genes. Okay? That is what science is teaching us and telling us, which spirituality has always said. It's up to you. You need not get shackled and bound by your genes or by anything else. You can conquer everything that you want to conquer. Family conditioning. This is how I have been brought up. I can't think differently. This is how my father treated me. This is how things happen in my family. This is how my mother behaves. This is how these are the traditions we follow. I can't think differently. I also have to do the same thing. Deep inside you, a voice says, move away, break away, think different. But you want to hold back because it could be fear, it could be anything, but you want to hold back. These are the two most common heard excuses. And what happens if you persistently make excuses to the extent that you don't even know that you are making excuses? See, if someone came and told you, look, you have much greater power, okay? You are not working with yourself. You are simply making excuses. Will you accept it? No, you will not. You will say, no, I am not making any excuses. I am doing my best. You will not want to accept. The first step towards anything, any shift that you want to make, any shift in any area, any aspect of your life, the very first step is complete acceptance of that which is. Accepting things as they are now, in this moment. Accepting yourself as you are now, however uncomfortable it may make you feel. Accepting yourself the way you are, with all your flaws, so-called flaws. Okay. There's nothing wrong. Accept yourself first. Till you accept yourself, you cannot make that shift. So, what happens if you persistently, constantly get into this excuse zone is that there will be a lack of growth, lack of responsibility. You will have self-made limiting, self-limiting. It's like a sabotage. You are only sabotaging your own growth. No one else is sabotaging. You are sabotaging. Right? So you create a whole set of limiting beliefs. This becomes part of your personality makeup. Continuous regrets. Continuously, your life becomes a regret story. Do you want that? None of us want it. We don't want to look back on life and make it a regret story. He said, I want to inspire people. It's a wonderful goal, whether it is in my work, where I want to be an inspiring person. When people connect to me, people go back feeling inspired to take one good step ahead in their lives. So that's a goal. That's a dream, right? So what happens is, you get into what if scenarios. All the time it's regret. What if things had been different? I would have been doing something else. I would have been a great person. I would have achieved recognition. I would have grown in life. So all the time your life is one big regret story. Because when a situation comes up, how do you deal with it? Do you face it? Do you accept? No. The first thing what you do is make an excuse, justify and run away, escape. That is why all the time it is ifs and buts. Okay, if I could do, but I can't do this, but because of this I can't do. So it's always, your story is all about if and but. A pessimistic outlook on life as opposed to an optimistic outlook. What does an optimist do? Whatever be the situation, he turns towards the brighter side of it, tries to look at the brighter. Okay, fine, I am in this mess, but even this situation has something to teach me. What can I learn from this? This is the attitude that you need to cultivate, right? But a pessimist, even in the best of situations, will see only the worst. Okay, it's a fault finding attitude, a very critical attitude, a pessimistic attitude. Oh, nothing is going to work out. It's like a doomsday attitude. Alright, not only will he or she discourage himself or herself, they will discourage even the people around them. Nothing is going to work out right. Alright, everything is dark and black. So this is what you will develop. Poor judgment when it comes to making critical. If you are an excuse maker, when it comes to making certain critical decisions in life, you will have very poor judgment, discriminatory power. Okay, we say we require viveka. We pray to the universe, please bless me with vivekam or viveka. What is viveka? The power to discriminate, the power to judge well. We need to make the right decisions, critical decisions. So we are blinded. It's like we are having a veil in front of our eyes when we have this big curtain of excuses. Okay. A paranoia that prevents you from taking decisive action. This is very important. It's as if your excuses create so much paranoia and fear that they hold you back. You want to step ahead, take that risk, make that change in life, but it will hold you back. No, how can you do it? You want to go for a job change. You feel this job is not keeping you happy. You want to shift, you want to move into another job. No, how can I do that? What if I don't even get what I'm getting here now? What if in the new job they don't recognize me? What if I don't get the same kind of circumstances? A whole lot of what if scenario. It'll keep you caught in that. Finally, what will you decide? No, it's better. Let me not take that risk. I'm happier here. Doesn't matter. I'll go through some problems. It's okay. Deep inside a voice tells you, you are not happy here. You can claim your true happiness and joy in another scenario. You go and take up that risk. Go and do it. But you will not do it because your excuses will keep you. Then what will happen is, the next thing your mind will do is, it will make you feel extremely comfortable giving you a whole set of excuses. Okay, what if I go for a new job, I find that I'm jobless for 2-3 months, how will I earn my money? No, I can't afford to take that risk. Right? I worked so hard here. Why should I let so many years of work, just go by like that? What if the new place doesn't suit me? You will come up with a million excuses for health, for something else, and you will make a whole list of excuses and feel very good resting on that excuse cushion. We all have excuse cushions inside and we want to rest there. We don't want to move out of that comfort zone. The constriction of your comfort zone. It keeps you constricted. It doesn't allow you to move forward. Each one of us have it. I have it too. It's just that we don't recognize it because we don't want to. Our ego keeps us safe and happy. Mental blocks, stifling proactive action and creativity. Over a period of time, you see, we become like dead wood, you know. We are not creative, we are not original. We were born as beautiful beings with so much potential. We are carrying so much beauty, originality, creativity, so much to contribute to this planet. But we keep everything aside and we choose to remain constricted and stifled. Okay? Proactive action never taken. We can't become proactive. How can we become proactive? What is being proactive? Moving ahead and taking some action rather than sitting in a place, inertia, sitting lethargic, making excuses for being lethargic and not doing anything. Okay. You just have to go out there and start. And the blocks will come, the stumbling blocks will come. First, the fear will come. Okay? Your ego will put the fear there and say, no, I'm starting this, what will happen? What if it doesn't go right? For example, let's take a simple thing like public speaking. Okay? Someday you have to go out there and speak to 10 people. Right? Now, there may be many others who don't speak as well as you do, but they'll still have the courage to go there and speak. You will be in the audience thinking, oh, I can do a much better job. But you are still sitting there and you are not this side. Why? Because something is keeping you back. Okay? Then you make excuses. You say that, okay, I'll do it next time, that I am not yet ready. Maybe I'll do it some. So she was speaking about going for karate. Okay? She wants to do well there. What is it? What do you think is keeping you back? What happens typically? What is it that you feel is holding you back?
I don't know, but then sometimes I feel I won't be able to concentrate on my studies or something.
So does your family support you?
Yes, they do.
They do. So you feel it's only you who's holding yourself back?
Yes.
Okay. And you want to go ahead? Do you dream of it? Do you feel good when you dream of yourself doing very well in karate?
Yeah.
Do you really? Is it a deep desire that you have?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see, she feels that karate is something she wants to excel in. She loves doing it. Okay. Tell me, when you're thinking of karate, let's say you think of yourself as a black belt or something. Tell me how do you feel? How does your body feel? What are the sensations that your body feels?
I am a black belt.
You are already. Great. So that's why. What does it feel? How does it feel?
It feels nice.
Just visualize 10 seconds. Close your eyes. Visualize yourself in your karate outfit. Visualize yourself maybe receiving a recognition in that field. Going ahead. How does it feel? Connect to the body sensations. And all of you can do that. Take 10 seconds. Connect to your dream, your deepest desire. It could be anything. Connect and see what happens to the body. Connect, visualize yourself where you want to be. The most loved, deepest desire that you have. It could be a dream, it could be a goal, it could be anything. What is it that you really deeply desire? Connect to that for a second. Visualize yourself in that place that you have already achieved it. Smile, feel and see how your body is feeling. Connect as strongly as possible. Stay in touch with your body and observe the sensations that are coming up when you are connected to your deepest desire, your fondest wish, your dream, your goal. And then come back and let's share. Anybody wanting to share? Yeah, we'll start with you. How did it feel?
I felt great about it, and then I was very happy, and
Where in your body did you feel it the most?
Maybe heart.
Heart, okay. Anybody else?
I guess I feel full of energy, very vibrant. There is a sense of achievement. You see, it's been something that you always wanted to do, and you've been giving excuses, and you feel there's a sense of
Accomplishment, yes. Yes, anybody? Yes?
I felt very calm and good.
Yeah.
I keep giving excuses for almost everything. I get late every day to whatever the places I go, and I keep giving excuses, a lot of excuses.
Alright.
I visualize being perfect, doing things on time and all. It felt really good.
Good, alright, great. Anyone else?
I felt as if my heart was expanding. So actually I had one incident, one of my juniors.
Closer, sir, you can hold, yeah.
So one of my juniors, he did exceptionally well in one of the competitive exams for which I had actually helped him. And his parents actually called me, and I tried to remember that, and actually I felt my heart expanding.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is something we'll come back to later. He has actually nailed that thing. Your heart expanding because he has connected to an event, okay, and which he wants it to repeat. Probably you are into teaching or coaching, or you are a mentoring.
Actually no, I am in a pharmaceutical R&D.
Okay, but you mentor. Yeah. So mentoring is a very beautiful thing because when you mentor others, you are doing it out of a sense of oneness and compassion. That's why your heart expands. When you give to others in whatever capacity, okay, there is immediately an expansion of your heart center because it's a selfless activity, okay, and then it makes you want to do more. When you give, you receive in multiples. So it could be anything, but giving as an act is the most enriching of activities. Now that you are in touch with this aspect of continuously making excuses, we all know that we have the two minds, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind is like a deep ocean. Okay? The conscious mind is what we are in touch with every day. The rational thinking mind, taking decisions, okay, analyzing, all of that on a daily level. But there is a lot of power that rests with the subconscious mind. We also call it the habitual mind. And what does it do? It stores data, okay, and it is the bed of programming. Okay, so what is its job? It will respond exactly the way you are programming it. That is why we speak so much about affirmations and the power of affirmations and auto-suggestions, because it has the power to make you a transformed person. So, your subconscious mind makes everything you say and do fit a pattern consistent with your self-concept. That's the master program. So you are the programmer, those of you who are in IT or whatever, you are the programmer, you write the codes. Okay? You write the codes. What are the codes that you are going to write? Okay? I'm useless, I'm worthless, I'm good for nothing, I will never achieve this. Nothing in my life is perfect. All the people around me are most uncooperative and most unsupportive. Nothing ever works out for me. I'm destined to be unhealthy all my life. I was born unhealthy. Okay. These are the codes we write. And then beautifully store it. Okay. And all habits of thinking and acting are stored in the subconscious mind. It will memorize. Now this is very important. The subconscious mind stores and memorizes all the comfort zone. And then it will work very hard to keep you there because they are your comfort zones. So your subconscious mind will work very hard to create situations to keep you in those comfort zones. So you need to talk to your subconscious mind. How do you talk to it? How do you reprogram it? The power to reprogram your subconscious mind is also resting with you. Reprogram it. Choose to reprogram. Make that intention that right now here I will choose to reprogram my subconscious mind. I write the codes. And the codes that I am going to write are going to enrich my life and the life of those around me. Because when I change, everything around me changes. That is what you need to do. So this is the long list. I am just going back to it again for the benefit of those who came in a little late. These are very long list of nice excuses that we love to make. Okay, it will be very tough. It's not my nature. I don't deserve. It will be risky. Whole lot of things. My family does not support. I can't afford it. Very common. Very, very common. I'm not strong enough. Okay, she says, I have a lot to study. So getting into karate will probably not be supportive of my studies. I may start doing badly in studies if I. So it's a mental concept, isn't it? It's a mental limiting belief. It is limiting her from going. She's already a black belt. She's an achiever. But somewhere something has told her that if I go ahead in that, I can't go ahead in this. Okay? Something, we have these funny blocks in our mind. Oh, if I do this, I can't do this. Why not? We are a field of infinite possibilities. Anything that the mind can conceive of, we can achieve. And we have to connect to that space of infinite possibility that is resting. Anything that I conceive of, I can achieve. Anything that I want to, I can do. I am too busy. Very, very common. I don't have the time. Now this is resistance. I am too busy. I don't have the time. How can I meditate? I can't meditate. I don't have the time. I don't have the time for this. I don't have the time for that. Okay. When I have so much to study, how can I find time for karate? Your mind will tell you this because it wants to keep you in that comfort zone, give you excuses. Right? You don't want to break free from that. So, what are the keys? Some of the keys, I have not put down everything. Some of the keys to breaking this excuse habit. The first step to anything in life, as I said, one is acceptance, accepting all that is. And the next is self-awareness. Most of us live life on some kind of autopilot. Just like that, morning to night, night to morning, morning to night. It's like a mechanical routine. So much so that we don't even want to think, sit down and think, okay, let me do a kind of balance check on my life. Where am I at this moment? Why am I here? And where can I go? What are the attitudes that have brought me here, where I am now, and where do I actually want to reach? So self-awareness, most of us don't even want to look at this angle because many unpleasant things will come up. So we want to run away from that. Okay. So awareness, the first step to getting rid of excuse is to cultivate awareness. Awareness, because we are not even aware that we are stuck. At least if you are aware, okay, you are aware that you are stuck, you are aware that you are making excuses, that itself is a very big jump. Most of the population doesn't even have the awareness. They are very happy, like the frog in the well. The frog in the well does not even know what kind of a life exists outside of it. For it, the well is the life. The well is its universe. All of us are like that. We build a small, tiny universe of excuses and we go round and round and round in that well, refusing to see the light. So, when you become aware, it is like shining a big torchlight on that dark area. It's like shining the light. The light of awareness is what will take you ahead. So, when you become aware of the barriers that you have created, then the limitations will automatically, the barriers will fall. Automatically they will, you become aware, yeah, this is an excuse I am making. This is an excuse I am making. This is a justification I am giving. automatically the barriers will fall. So you can use an affirmation for this, like I let go of old ways of thinking, and because life has to be, you have to decide to live life by choice, not by chance. You were not just born accidentally to somebody and living a life of accidents, isn't it? You have a choice. Any moment that you think, you have a choice to go this way or that way. The choice is yours, right? To connect to your divinity, to connect to your purpose, to connect to your soul purpose, your plan. Any point of time, you have the power to reconnect, even if you have disconnected for some time and you have got into some patterns that are making you weaker. You have a choice to stop then and there and say, no, today I reaffirm that I am going to let go of those patterns. I choose to lead my life with awareness. Leading a life of awareness itself is a huge step towards growth. That the one step that can actually take you, be aware. I am aware, okay, this is my thought process, this I am aware. This is how my regular thought pop. Otherwise you just live in patterns and you don't even know you've created those patterns. Okay? So you can use that affirmation. I let go of all those old ways, limited ways of thinking, and I choose to live with awareness. Okay, aligning yourself. Alignment is very important. Staying aligned to the divine, staying aligned to your higher self, your true purpose. We generally misalign. We are misaligned when we are living our daily lives. We are not aligned. And believe me, this requires work, inner work. You have to work. You have to be ready to work with yourself at any point of time. Learning lessons, you have to integrate those lessons. Oh, I made a mistake. I learned a lesson today. Tomorrow I am forgetting and I am going back to the old pattern. That's what we generally do. We know everything. Every little bit of wisdom that we need is already within us. As I always say, these are all little refresher courses. Small little refresher courses where we just revisit these little things. It's not that any of this is new. All of us know it. What we generally do is, we do not align ourselves to the highest, the source from where we come. When we align ourselves to the field of infinite possibilities, then nothing can stop us. So you keep telling yourself, take a journal, take a notebook and write down there that every moment of the day I am aligned to whatever you want to call. You say I am aligned to God, you say I am aligned to my higher self, you say I am aligned to the Supreme, you say I am aligned to the universe, anything that you want to say. But remain aligned. Alignment is very important. Okay? Because when you stay aligned, you are working for the highest good of yourself and for others. That is very important. Whatever you do, whatever you affirm, it always has to be for the highest good for yourself and for others. You cannot expect to align yourself if you have a very selfish attitude. The alignment will not happen. It is a state of misalignment. Okay? You stray away because finally the goal is highest good for yourself and for those around you. See, when the moment you align, you can actually practice it and see. For a period of say 14 days or 21 days, just practice this one single affirmation that I am always at all points of time in the day aligned to my source, to my creator, to my highest self. Okay? It will give you tremendous amount of energy. See, she said, I felt energized when I saw myself. She said, the whole body was having a lot of energy. Some of you felt it in your heart center. Some of you could have felt it throughout the body. But instantly there is a somatic reaction. Instantly. Because we are responsive beings. We are live. We are throbbing with energy. We are energy beings. And the moment you make a shift, even a visual shift deep inside, you think something, there is immediately the body reacts. Okay? When you visualize healing, your body heals. When you visualize doing something good, there is an instant reaction in your body. Instantly your body responds. That's the feel good factor. So why should we keep ourselves away from it? Why should we remain stuck in some hole? So what happens is, it will lift you from the dark hole of excuses and you are actually hiding there. You are afraid to come out and see your own light. So you are hiding. That's why you shine the light of your awareness and alignment on that excuse ring and come out of it. Being in the now, or being present, or being mindful. This is something which everybody is talking about today, mindfulness or being in the present. This is extremely, extremely important, because there is only one truth, and that is this moment. Now, here we are here. The moment that just went by is gone, past, forever. The moment that is coming up is going to come up. Okay. What is true for you now? This moment is true for you. Being in the present is very important, because when you are in the present, excuses and ego cannot function. The present moment, you are completely connected to the all that is. So these things cannot come there, exist along it. They cannot coexist. Okay. What is light? Light is the absence of darkness. How do you define light? Light is the absence of darkness. Darkness is the absence of light. So being in the now is a being where nothing to do. There's no regret of the past. Okay? No worry about the future. There's no guilt. You are constantly keeping, what are excuses doing? They want to keep you entangled in that, in guilt, in fear, in anxiety, in worry. Right? Guilt is about the past. Fear of the unknown. Anxiety about something that's going to happen, which may not happen at all. Okay? And when you are in complete alignment with your source, you are aligned to your true power. When there is power, can there be excuses? Can there be worry? Can there be guilt? No. So the biggest gift that you can give yourself is befriending the now. Make it a practice. It requires practice, because as I said, we are conditioned now. We are conditioned to live in the past or live in the future. Look at the stories that you tell yourself. Go back home, think about it. Reflection is very important. When we come, we attend something like this and we have a sharing session. Let's go back and reflect a little, contemplate. Spend some time in reflection. What are the stories that I tell we are lovely story makers. We keep spinning stories, big stories we tell ourselves, and we tell others also. It makes us feel very good. Okay? Let us put those stories away. This moment, here and now, what is that one thing that I can do to become a better person? That is all that matters. What I've done in the past doesn't matter. What I may or may not do in the future doesn't matter. What do I have? All that I have with me is this moment. Right? So when you are fully in the moment, then the ego has to be pushed back. It will take a back seat. And you learn to allow rather than resist. We know that one of the rules is whatever you resist persists. Whatever you try to push away comes back. Like a rubber ball. Okay? So you have to learn to stay in the flow. You have to learn to allow rather than resist. When you allow, a lot of things will start changing. When you resist, you try to resist a situation, you focus on your problem, whatever you put your energy on, your intention on, it multiplies. Your attention, wherever your attention goes, it magnifies. Okay? When you know that, why not put your attention on the best that you can do for yourself and for others? You already know it. Why not use it? That's all. We are not using it. So, what are the two tools? Only two. There are many tools you can use. Simple meditation, any technique which you are comfortable with, whether it is just breathing, whether it is just sitting for even 5 minutes quietly, okay, building a small quiet space for yourself, anything. Connect it, claim it, it is yours, your space, okay, and always tell yourself, The power of affirmations is very, very strong because these are codes that you're giving, you're programming your subconscious. I choose to stay fully present in the now. I think this is something we all need to do because all of us at some point of time or the other become victims to this entanglement to the past or worries and anxiety about the future. So we have to constantly tell ourselves that I choose to remain completely and fully in the now because this is my moment. What happened 20 minutes ago also is over now. It's the past. Isn't it? Life is a flow. If you see a river flowing down from the mountains, there is a saying, isn't it, that you can never visit the same river again. It's different. That's how life is. This is the crux of the whole thing, the bottom line. Responsibility. We have to become responsive beings from where responsibility comes, and we have to be willing. Without willingness, nothing happens. Okay? Without willingness, nothing happens. So, what do we do as lovely individuals? What do we love doing? Blame game. We are very good at it. We love to put the blame on something else or somebody else. Why do we do it? Because it makes us feel comfortable. I am free. I am free. Because my mother did this, I am like this today. I am not like this. I am good. My mother didn't know how to bring me up, or she made mistakes. She messed up my life. Or my husband messed up my life. Or my wife messed up my life. So, again, responsibility and willingness are connected to acceptance. I am the product of the choices that I have made. If anything is happening in my life today, I have attracted it. I have made the choices. Okay? It's not because somebody else wanted to dump it on me. I have made the choices. This is a very deep realization. It's not just a set of words. The moment you connect to this, you will actually see amazing transformation happening. Because to be responsible for something is to be in a state of power. Otherwise, it is powerlessness. I am responsible. We are responsible for the government that we have voted to power today. Then we sit back here and we love to criticize. Anything that's going wrong in your life, somebody else is at fault. I am responsible. That was just an example I gave. But we don't want to take responsibility. We like to blame we'll blame the government, we'll blame the world, we'll blame global warming, we'll blame our neighbor, we'll blame family members, we blame our bosses, we blame our subordinates. Because blaming is a lovely, easy escape route. Accepting responsibility means looking at yourself and in the mirror and evaluating and actually making those decisions that will bring a change in your life. So, two things. One, accept responsibility. That will make you the captain of your ship. Don't we all like to be captains of our own ships? Would you like to be a slave or a master? Right now we are slaves to the mind that is just driving us round and round. So, let us accept responsibility and let us surrender to the higher power. So, Ramana Maharshi and all the great masters, all the great beings have always said just one thing, that your source is within you. Give yourself up to it. Surrender to that higher self. Allow your source to guide you. Again, going back to alignment. Be in a state of complete surrender and humility. When you do that, the ego has no place at all. When the ego is away, you are connected to your true inner light. Excuses will just not be able to stay there because you have already reclaimed your power. You are a powerful being. You are a magnificent being, not just powerful, but you are unaware of your own beauty. of your own power. Next is enthusiasm, passion. Okay? He has a passion for mentoring. He likes to mentor others. He wants to be a role model for others. So when he thinks, he went back to an event where a parent called up and said, it's because of you that my son did something or achieved something. That moment was a moment of victory. Why? Because he had contributed to someone's growth, someone's success. Isn't it? So now when he goes back to that event, it triggers what? Passion to do more. Okay. When you are, now you know, sir, that probably that could be your calling in life. What is it that makes you happiest? That is your calling in life. That is what you need to be doing. Most of us are stuck doing things that we don't want to do because we are conditioned. We are doing things mechanically, things that we don't want to do, things that don't give us our truest happiness. We are just doing it for the sake of doing it. And we don't want to move out of that because we don't want to take the risks. We don't want to move out of that because we don't want to take the risks. Risks are there. It's part of life. It's the beauty of stepping out of your comfort zone and seeing the beauty of the life that is there, which you have been blind to. So enthusiasm and excuses can't go hand in hand. Okay? See, when she spoke about karate, the light on her face was different. You can actually see it. Her aura changes, the body language changes because it's something she's passionate about. She's fond of it, she's passionate about it, she's enthusiastic about it. So when she works on her passion, nothing can stop her. Nothing. She will not make excuses anymore. So when you are enthusiastic, nothing seems. So rather than going through your life with the same mechanical motions, being in complaint mode, all of us are in complaint mode only. From the morning we wake up to the night when we go to sleep, we are in complaint mode. Just go back and see, think about it. We are always complaining about something or the other when things don't go right for us. So when you feel that you are stuck in that kind of a place, connect to your true passion so that that fire is alive. What is it that you need to do to keep that fire alive? Do something every single day to nurture your dream. Whatever your dream be, today it may feel that, oh, it's going to be very difficult to achieve it. Okay. So do you have a dream? Let's say if mentoring is your dream or helping, you are saying you're working in a pharmaceutical industry. These are two entirely different things. But what is it that you do in order to keep that dream of yours of becoming an inspiration for others? What is it that you can do to keep that alive? Something that you can do every single day.
I have certain limiting behaviors in my life. So as you said that excuses, there are plenty of them. And one of the most important, very limiting disadvantage that I have or had, that I feel that I am indisciplined. So I have been indisciplined, that is one thing. I do good at most of the things that I do, but I can't hold on to them. Maybe a period of 1 month, 2 months, I find a passion, I work hard at it, and then I slowly peters out, and I give myself the excuse that I am not disciplined, so that's natural. So that is one pattern I am trying to break right now. So recently I have been reading a lot of books. Previously, another limitation I had is I never wanted to take help from any book. Attending this session, this itself is a new thing for me. I never believed in these things till maybe 2 weeks back. So I read Robin Sharma's book, The 5 AM. That has one limiting factor has been that I never was able to get up consistently, let's say early, or let's say have my own time. So the 5 AM club actually speaks about the victory hour. So you wake up at 5 o'clock, have 1 hour to yourself and work on it. So I have been doing it consistently for the last 24 days. So he says 66 days is required to build a habit.
Yeah.
So I have been working on that, and I feel that daily I am trying to. Every time I wake up and go out at 4:30 AM, I feel that I have won.
Great.
I'm also trying to meditate, so
Wonderful.
something that-
So let us, each one of us, very good. I'm so happy because each one of us, the one thing that we need to know is we are all connected. We are all connected. At any point of time, there is no point of time that we are not connected. Okay? We are in one huge web of oneness. And anything that we do, whether we know it or not, impacts the whole world. Although it sounds a very big statement, it is true. Every step that we take, positive or negative, impacts those around us and the whole world. So, whatever, however small it could be just saying one line of affirmations 10 times or something bigger, like for him trying to, he's read a book, he's been inspired and he's trying to take one step to waking up a little earlier. Something that will keep the fire alive, because the fire gets put out when we don't work towards it. It's like tending to a plant. You buy a lovely plant and keep it there. You want the plant to adorn your house, but you don't want to nurture it. What will happen? Very soon the plant will not be at its best. You have ignored it. You are not nurturing it. You need to nurture it every day. Talk to it, water it, give it the right amount of air, sunshine, pull out the weeds. Now what is it? We are like plants which are full of weeds. So we have to, the weeds of excuses should not be given place. We have to pull them out. And how can you do it? By keeping your enthusiasm alive and take one little step. Don't compare yourself to somebody and say, oh, that person is doing so much, I'll never do anything compared to that person. That's the most dangerous thing you can do. Don't do it. Comparison is good, yeah, fine. Comparison is good only when you are comparing to get inspired, not to get discouraged. You get inspired by somebody, fine. That's okay. But not to get discouraged and push yourself further into the well. So decide today, make an intention, set an intention to take that one little step. One thing which you can do every day to keep that passion of yours. All of us have passions. Maybe we are going to work from morning to night, we are in an office, we have to earn bread and butter, we have to make a living. But there is something else that we love. It could be music, it could be reading, it could be doing something for others, or it could be helping others. And what do you keep? Oh, I have no time. My office keeps me busy from morning to night. I'm dead tired. Where will I do all this? So fine, find a solution. What can you do? Can I do something in 1 week? Some small thing that will keep that thing alive? Can I start learning something new? Can I pick up a new hobby? I used to be a beautiful painter when I was a girl. After that I grew up, got married, got into one big joint family, forget, and now I'm not able to do anything. These are common stories you get to hear. I wish I could go back to painting, but I don't think I'll ever have time. Now it's children have grown up, I have people to take care of, my family work keeps me busy, so my passion is long forgotten. No, you have to reclaim it. You have to reclaim it. Now, there are certain benefits, payoffs. Okay. What is it? What happens when we are doing? What are the payoffs? First one is avoidance. Why do we make excuses? That's what it means. Why do we make? Avoid. Easy way. You don't want to take action, so you justify inaction. I am not able to, I want to wake up at half an hour earlier and meditate. I am never able to do it, so I'll justify it. I was very tired. I came back home late. I can meditate later. Nothing much is going to happen because of meditating for half an hour. So many excuses in order to justify inaction. Safety. We don't want to take the risk. Safe zone. Better to study and feel that I am contributing more to my studies than to go and follow my passion, because I'll feel that I may be risking my studies. I don't want to take that risk. So inaction. Okay. So we want to run away. We don't want to face the risk of failure, of criticism, of rejection, fear of the unknown. So what do? For safety, we choose the comfort zone. The easy way out. This is the most common. All of us do it. So easy to take the easy way out. Because when you have to step into something which is new, although it looks very attractive to you, what is pulling you back? To achieve anything, you have to make little sacrifices, isn't it? It could be in the field of sport, it could be in your work, it could be anywhere. You have to make those little sacrifices. Now you don't want to make those sacrifices, so what do? Choose the easy way out. Because you can escape from making the sacrifices, put in the time and effort to fulfill your destiny. See, just sitting on the sofa and talking about a beautiful destiny will not bring it to you. If you take 2 steps, the universe takes 10 steps towards you. That's how it works. Just sitting here, dreaming, visualizing and just being there just will not get you what you want. That is why you have to take those steps. You have to accept responsibility. You have to align yourself. You have to be willing to go there. You have to set intention. All of this when you work with yourself, it is only then that you can achieve your true purpose. So these are the most common. Manipulating others, very common. We don't even realize we are manipulating actually. We don't realize it. Many of us use excuses to manipulate others into doing things for us, making others feel guilty. You don't support me at all. Others feel guilty. You want to keep others feeling guilty so that you can feel. It's a misplaced sense, a false sense. Blame. Shifting responsibility to something or someone external. If I had been staying in a better place, I would have been better. Escaping the present moment. That's the last thing that we did. You don't want to connect to this moment. You want to escape the present moment. So you're using up the present for justifying, explaining, and your mind is a wonderful thing. It is so good at giving you a long list of justification and explanation that you will feel, oh, this is wonderful. I have a long list to justify my actions or inaction. And instead of making the best use of the present to be proactive and productive. Let us say I am standing here and giving an excuse. Okay. What am I doing with this moment? Instead of doing something proactive, something productive, I am using up this moment, the energy of this moment to make excuses. Is it the right way to use the present moment? Every moment is precious. Every moment has to be used to do the best you can. So you decide today whether you want to live or whether you want to just exist. Most of us just exist. The journey from birth to death, just existence. We don't live. We confuse the two. Now, just give a thought to this. All of you know that what are your most favorite set of excuses. We all have a favorite set of excuses. So, without them, these 3 questions are very important. What would my life look like without the excuses? What if I could not make excuses at all? Then how would I be? What would my life look like? How would I feel? How would I feel? Close your eyes for 5 seconds. Close your eyes for 5 seconds. And imagine that there is a huge boulder, a stone on your back, with excuses written in red on it. Imagine. Feel that weight. There's a huge stone on your back. It could be big, and you're bent because of it. Imagine that. Feel that. Feel how it feels. When you visualize a huge boulder resting on your back, a rock on your back. And now connect to a picture of 2 beautiful golden hands lifting that rock from your back and see what happens. Two beautiful shining golden hands lifting that rock from your back, and the rock is now gone and you are free from that rock. Just this small little visual, connect to this and then open your eyes. How did it feel? How did it feel when you had that rock behind you on your back?
Very stressful.
Yes. All of us today carry that big rock of excuses, baggage. The heavier the burden, the more bent we are. And when that rock is lifted, then you feel free. You have freedom, and freedom is a beautiful feeling. We are essentially free beings. So what would I feel if I had no excuses to carry? I'd feel free to live life to my fullest ability and capacity. What alternative thoughts would I have? Instead of excuses, what alternative thoughts would you have? I can't afford it. I can own everything that I want. I can have and I can give. I can't do this. I can do everything under the sun. See the turnaround? Okay? I always go late. Wherever I can't be early anywhere. I can't be on time anywhere. I have the choice to be before time wherever I want to go. The choice is with me. This is your alternative thought. It's very important. So, how do you say goodbye to excuses? Make a big bag and throw them out of the window. Look, I don't need you for my life. I don't need excuses to live my life. I want to claim my power that originally I was born with. Avoid dwelling on the past. Very, very important. Don't get entangled with what has been. Ask yourself the right questions. Those 3 questions that we asked ourselves, keep asking ourselves. If I didn't have this excuse, how would I feel? If I didn't. And for that, for asking the right question, what is it that you need? The first point, awareness. Always be aware of your thoughts. Track your thoughts. Many of our problems that we face will actually vanish if we learn to track our thoughts. Stay in tune with our thoughts. Oh, okay, fine, this is where it's going. I need to pull back. Avoid making comparisons. Comparisons don't serve any purpose. Focus, because you are unique. Your circumstances are unique. Your purpose is unique. So why make comparisons? Focus on solutions and not on problems. Opportunity. Every situation gives you an opportunity. Every situation in life gives you an opportunity. You refuse to look at it. That's not the problem of the situation. It's your problem. So focus on solutions. Accept full responsibility. Don't pass the buck. We are experts at passing the buck. Don't pass the buck. I couldn't do this because I didn't think right. The moment I choose to think right, I can achieve it. Focus on your strengths and learn from your experiences. Learning is very important. See, experiences will come. Life may not be a bed of roses because life is a mixture of everything. That's the beauty of life on this earth plane. There are polarities, there is duality, there is joy and there is sorrow, there is victory and there is defeat, there is disappointment and there is happiness. We have to learn to live with both. Every situation is a teacher, every person is a teacher. When you shift your perception, when you change your way of looking at things, You will be amazed at the lessons that you have learned. And when you learn those lessons, integrate them. Integration is very important. Cultivate important virtues. The virtue of patience, the virtue of compassion. You can never go wrong with the virtues. The virtue of empathy, the virtue of giving. Cultivate these, practice these virtues. Read good books, swadhyaya. Okay? Stay connected. Choose any one practice. Everybody may not be able to follow the same practice. Because your neighbor manages to meditate for 2 hours a day, you may not be able to do it. Okay? Someone's running a marathon, you may not be able to do it. You may be able to only walk 10 steps around your home. You may be only able to walk 15 minutes in the park nearby. Fine. Don't get into guilt mode by looking at somebody else what they are doing or somebody else who's achieving something. Don't get into that guilt mode. You are you. At this moment, wherever you are, whatever you are is what was meant to be. At this point, make that intention to reclaim that power. I will do everything in my capacity to connect to my powerful, all-knowing self, to connect to the wisdom that is already existing within me. I do not have to go out anywhere in search of it. These questions, for example, let's say you make an excuse. Any excuse. Ask yourself, is it true? Is this excuse that I am saying, is it really? It will make you a little uncomfortable in the beginning. Is it true? Answer will be probably not. Where did this excuse come from? Did somebody else put it into you? No, I allowed it. I did it. This is accepting responsibility. What is the benefit that I receive from this excuse? The payoff? I get to avoid risks and I stay in the comfort zone. Okay. What would my life look like without these excuses? I would be free. So can I create a reason to change? Easily, I can create a reason to change. There is a reason. I need to change. How can I access help from the universe? By staying aligned with the source at all times. Now the thing is, we have come so far away from alignment that we have to keep reminding ourselves. So do it any way you want. Maybe it is to keep a diary. Maybe it is to keep some cards in your pocket that, with 3-4 affirmations written. Choose. You have a handbag, keep, handwrite a few affirmations, put it inside, because we have come very far away from these practices. So we come like this, we sit here and we feel very inspired. Oh yeah, I must be doing all this. And we move out, we go back into life, and then all this becomes a haze and we forget, and then we go back into that old pattern. So to prevent that, we have to stay connected. So pick up some affirmations which are truly you feel are useful to you. Write 5 or 6 of them down, put it in your pocket, put it anywhere where you can keep looking at it, so that you will keep coming back. That will break those patterns. How can I reinforce this new way of being? Okay, fine. Like he said, 66 days. Okay, I have to do this in order to, because they say, there is a period of minimum 21 days. You want to break a habit and you want to reinforce a new way. There is a period where this programming has to start functioning. Okay, because you have to unlearn and relearn. You have learned something that's not serving your purpose. So you have to unlearn, relearn, and you have to place the new program. So there is a period. During that period, it is very easy to slip back into the previous mode. So what do you need to do? You have to be very vigilant. Track your thoughts, be aware. If you are very vigilant and you are in a space of awareness, you cannot go wrong. You have to work. You have to be prepared to work. I want all of this, but I'm not prepared to work. I'll make another excuse and say, oh, all this sounds very difficult. I don't think I can ever do it. So it's okay. I'll be as I am. So you decide whether you want to go out there and live your dream, or you want to sit here and look at others living their dreams and feel unhappy, jealous, guilty, bad, envious, sad, unhappy, disappointed, because you're here, this side of the fence. You see others living their dreams. You want to go there, but you want to keep your excuses, you want to sit in your comfort zone and still feel bad about it. So the choice is again yours. What is it that you want? Do you want to cross that fence and go there? It requires all these steps. Integrating the lessons, learning from experience, being aware and staying aligned and accepting complete responsibility. When you do this, you make the conscious choice to program your life and to live what you've come here for. So it's important to be vigilant. So you have to make the journey from excuses to faith and freedom. Have faith in yourself and have faith in your source, in your creator. So when you say, these are some of the turnarounds, I've just put up some examples. Common sentence, oh, it's too difficult, I can't do it. So what is the turnaround affirmation? I am one with the Supreme. I am the image of my Maker. And so with the Supreme, nothing is impossible. I am not smart enough. I am not strong enough. I am weak. I can't do this. So I am always connected to infinite intelligence. That is the truth. That will give you the faith and the inspiration. I have no energy. Common. We say this all the time. So you say, I surrender to divine energy. I am willing to surrender to divine energy. You can picturize Arjuna when he was so disheartened and weak and felt completely powerless in that battlefield. And all that he did was, he said, sorry, I can't lift my bow and arrow. It's too much of a challenge for me. The other excuse was, they are all relatives. They are my brothers. They are my grandsires and my cousins and uncles. What was it? Some part of him was resisting. And then what he did was, his bow and arrow, everything he put down and he just fell there. And he said, I now surrender to divine energy, which will guide me. I can't afford it. I can't afford, it's not just about money. I can't afford to lose something. I can't afford to get rid of my excuses. Is also an excuse. I can't afford to. Okay? So then you say, I place my trust in divine intelligence to provide me whatever I need, whenever I need it. You don't have to hoard up things, you know. You don't have to hoard up. Hoarding is negative behavior. That's because you don't have the trust in the universe to provide you. The universe is ready to provide you anything you want at the time you want it. You block it. You don't receive. I'm one of them. You block receiving. So you have to open, you have to be vigilant. Sometimes, you know, we are good givers and we don't receive. We are not good receivers. We make excuses for receiving. It could be abundance, it could be anything. We make excuses. Even receiving a compliment, we make excuses. Oh, I don't deserve it. Okay? You are deserving of the best. Each one of us here, each one of us is deserving of the best that life has to offer us. So our thoughts should be life word. It should be progressive. It's only then that we can truly grow and blossom and connect to what we have really come here for. So I think we are done for the day. If anybody wants to share anything before we close the day with a very brief meditation, you can pick up any one excuse which you feel is hampering you. Each one of us will be able to connect to something which we use very commonly in our lives. Some sentences which we say very commonly. It could be anything. I've just given a few examples. Okay. Connect to that and we'll just meditate just for 5 minutes and then we will close. But anybody has any questions, anything to share before we start that? Anyone? Any questions? Anyone feels that I can't do this, it's too much to do? or I feel very powerless. Does anyone feel that? I don't think, this is asking for too much. I don't think I can ever do it. You feel all of this is doable? It's practicable? Anyone? Okay. If there are no questions, what we do is we close our eyes and we end the day with a very small meditation or more of being with yourself. Connect to that one excuse which you commonly use. Identify it and connect. The most common excuse that you use in your life. Each one of us has a set of common excuses. Pick up one and choose to transform that today. Connect to that excuse and see how it limits you, and then ask yourself, allow yourself to visualize what your life would be without that excuse.